So the 30 days that he's talking about, it's what we were talking about just now. When you wake up in the morning, acknowledge that this is your best chance of starting that vibrational atmosphere in the way that you want it to. It's your best chance. Might not make it till breakfast, but it is your best chance. So just start with gentle, easy thoughts that make you feel good, and try to go as far into the day as you can before you get on some rampage of something that's bothering you. And if you do it every day, by the end of 30 days, you will have established a very powerful momentum of well-being. It's just the way that it works out, and everything in your life will reflect it. The step 4 that he's talking about is, step 1 is ask. Life experience causes you to ask. When you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. So you're launching these vibrational rockets, which source becomes a vibrational match to. If you've been following us for a while, you heard us talking about the vortex. We wrote a whole book about this vibrational reality that is the spin-off of knowing what you don't want. It's you sifting through life experience and identifying that you don't want to be mad, you want to be glad. You don't want to feel lonely, you want to feel involved and engaged. You don't want to feel confused, you want to feel clarity. You don't want to not have enough money, you want to have plenty of money. So there's this vibrational reality that you've honed out of life that exists, and it is the precursor of manifestations that will come later. Every thought that you think is a precursor of a manifestation that could come later, but you've built this vortex that is wanting to make its way into your experience. And you will realize it once you're able to sustain a vibrational point of attraction that isn't full of anger, and isn't full of hatred, and isn't full of unworthiness, and isn't full of all of those things that are indications that you've got a vibration going that isn't letting those things into your experience. So then we began. So that's step 1, ask. Step 2 is source, answers, and becomes literally the vibrational version of all that you're asking for. Step 3 is you got to find a way to stand in your now and not oppose what you've become. You can't complain, I don't have enough money, I've never had enough money, things cost too much, other people are getting my money, people are taking advantage of me. You can't spew that red inky mist into your experience without preventing the money that is all queued up for you to be realized by you. You can't have it both ways. You can't feel bad and get good at the same time. You just got to make your decision about feeling good if you want good, or feeling bad if you want bad, but it really is that simple. The better you feel, the better it gets. The worse you feel, the worse it gets. Law of attraction is in action all the time. So now, step 4 is you've launched plenty of rockets, and your vortex is full of all kinds of things that you want, that you maybe or maybe have not realized. And now you're creating this vibrational atmosphere because you care about the way you feel, and you're reaching for thoughts that feel good, and you're practicing them, and you're letting momentum move from feeling good into feeling better and better and better and better and better. So that now, as our friend said, it's easy to feel good. Been doing it for 30 days, it's easy to feel good. That is his now point of attraction. But contrasting experiences didn't go away. He's just in a different vibrational place as he receives them. So the majority of those low-flying, not good feeling contrasting experiences are bouncing off of him. That's not the contrasting experiences he's having. He's not having those step 1 contrasting experiences. He's having what Esther begged us to call step 4. It's contrast still coming, but being in such a better place to receive it. It's deliberate creation at its best. It's that refined version of now what. So now you know everything we know.
And from that contrast has come my question. One of my hot seat contemporaries in the last couple of weeks made his transition into the non-physical quite unexpectedly, and I have no question that everything was right about it and the timing and everything. But out of that has come for me a decision, and I've had this decision for a while, but that I want to be a person who consciously makes that decision when it's time for me to reemerge into non-physical, that I don't want it to be a surprise, but I want it to be a conscious, deliberate decision. When I'm ready to go, I'll be ready to go, but that's because of the thought that I'm creating and have created in my mind, not because what feels like something bigger than myself, the inner being, source energy part of me has decided, hey, it's time to go. What's the pathway to that?
Well, we sort of have to walk you back from from a place, because what we want to say to you, and we're going to say it as bluntly, with as much forcefulness and appreciation for you as we can find, when you are really having those step 4 moments, you're not making a presentation to us like that because you trust in the perfection of your ability to create. In other words, there's guardedness in that pronouncement.
But if that's my desire, and I can be, do, and have anything, then I can be, do, and have that, right?
Yeah. And the way you're going to get there. So the general place that we would begin is on this pointed discussion is reaching for the path of least resistance in this explanation. I know, you would say, I know that I am the creator of my own reality. And I know that as the creator of my own reality, that I am reaching for vibrational resonance with the whole of who I am. And what is the death experience other than merging with the whole of who I am? So if I am consciously, day by day, not just 30 days, but 60 and 90 and year after year, decade after decade, if I am in conscious communication with the source within me, then isn't it logical to me that there would be no such surprise?
Yes.
Isn't it logical to me that if I am fully in sync with all that I am? Also, if I'm living those step 4 moments where I'm staying in vibrational alignment and life is still, and I'm still engaged enough in life that it is calling more through me, isn't it logical that I would remain living happily ever after here? This subject of death, this subject of which we always like to play with because there's no such thing, it feels to most humans like an ominous subject. Right. And the reason that it is because for most of you, it is not understood. And the reason it is not understood is because words don't teach. It's only life experience that teaches. So doesn't it follow that the more you are living in this body, in fuller and fuller awareness of non-physical, that the lines between what you're calling physical and non-physical would be blurred?
Yes.
Something really important that we've been wanting to say to all of you. And Esther's been sensing it so much as she is moving through her own life experience too. And it speaks to the first thing that we talked about here also. You didn't come into these physical bodies to have your head in the non-physical game. You came into these physical bodies to have your head in the physical game. It is right that you care about relationships. It is right that you care about money. It is right that you care about your physical possessions. It's right that you feel that you care about the relationships and about one another. We don't want you to withdraw into meditation and just limp out about this physical world. We want you to engage. We want life to call you. We would far rather that you are in appreciation and exhilaration and obnoxious rampaging through life experience than that you are sitting and meditating in quiet contemplation. In other words, you are supposed to be alive here in these physical bodies. And that's what you're describing here. In other words, Esther is saying that and writing it. And every now and again, her writing turns a little bit like yours just did. And it sounds a little bit like, Abraham, life is feeling really, 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 really good to me now. I'm frisky. I'm having a really good time. And I want to stick around, okay? I want to stick around, okay? Okay, no surprises. No, I don't want anything big falling on me. I don't want to hit a mattress in the road. Oh, yeah, you guided me around that, didn't you? In other words, we like you talking about wanting to hang around, because that means life here feels really, really good to you. And those are the conditions under which we want you to live all of the time. But you can't feel like that unless there's a lot of non-physical energy pouring through you, see.
Right.
Your cells wake up, your mind wakes up, Others around you wake up. It's the way that it's the way you want to live. There will be no surprises for you. You are the deliberate creator of your own reality. And just because you don't understand when somebody else makes their transition, Esther will forever be mad at Jerry about that, because she thought they talked about everything, and clearly he had secrets. But it will never be a surprise to you. Your own experience and your making your transition will never be a surprise to you. It never is. It's always a harmonious, co-creative experience 100% of the time.